It's consistently amazing how often Bud Light can maintain its popularity in its outright downward spiral for the better part of a month. Like, all of this stuff kicked off right before the beginning of this month. And we're on the 25th right now. And things show absolutely no sign of slowing down. Dylan continues to find work, and Bud Light, well, they're trying to rattle the cup around there, seeing if anybody wants to fill it up with Bud Light, because ain't nobody doing that. They found an alternative. Bud Light's hangover gets worse. Rival Coors Light and Miller Lite sales spike 18%. They're up. They're up big. In wake of Dylan Mulvaney debacle, his flagship brand suffers a 17% dip, and industry insiders call crisis an extremely difficult scenario. Well, it's a different type of scenario. It's a self-inflicted one. Normally, catastrophes at this level, it mostly involves, an executive doing something untowards or a set of products that just don't hit the market. But nobody has ever seen the likes of this happen before. So let's take a look. Bud Light has suffered another blow and another one in the fallout from its Dylan Mulvaney partnership, as its rival sales have spiked, while it's seen huge losses. Coors and Miller Lite both saw bumps to sales, while Anheuser-Busch-owned Brewer saw them plunge. The flagship American brand has suffered a staggering hit, which resulted in 2 senior members of the team being placed on leave. Yeah, that's what we talked about yesterday, right? Bud Light's VP of Marketing, Alyssa Heinerschneid, took a leave of absence. Yeah, that has been for an indeterminate amount of time, but don't worry, she'll be back for Pride Month, because she has the inside track on booking all of the hottest Pride acts for that month. And, well, the VP of mainstream brands, so all of the ones that from Anheuser-Busch, Daniel Blake, stepped down some days later, and he is also on that same care package where, hey, take as much time as you need, and we'll call you if we want you back, which they're going to. They all come from the same places anyways. Like, just, don't get your hopes up too much. And that's why the continued pressure is just so nice to see from just people outside of the simple commentariat sphere. The pair have faced the brunt of the criticism with a report from Insights Express, a beer-focused newsletter, saying that it's extremely difficult scenario for the business, adding these numbers are staggering. Yes, and we got a wonderful little chart that we have right here. Yes, it's perfectly right there. So yeah, no, you take a look a week after for Bud Light. The Dylan Mulvaney sponsorship video came out where she's like, yeah, go team, sports balls across my nose, chin, and mouth. Down 6%. Coors and Miller Lite up 3.5% and 3.1% respectively. And then April 15th, holy, that is a nosedive, down 17% in the course of 2 weeks, while Coors and Miller are up 10.6 and 11.5. So Miller's doing comparatively better. That's very, very odd. Oh yeah, but no, they just end up, going neck and neck going forward. Meanwhile, yes, a Bud Light 3 weeks out from this debacle, down 7.6%, while both of the other cats are up 18 points. 18 points. Like, there is no way to spin this other than a catastrophic disaster. In the weeks after the campaign launched, April 1st, a Bud Light dollar sales. Okay, so that was dollar sales. Dipped 6%, as Coor Light rose 3.5 and 3.1% for Miller as the backlash ramped up. And yes, with Kid Rock opening fire on several cases, they dropped 17% from the first of the month, and then yes, still comparatively down after that. So how can you even remotely construe that as any sort of a success? Well, you don't have to, because then you can just start to shift the blame, because why does the Bud Light backlash feel so desperate? Well, it's not desperate, it's fairly dire, and everybody's just kind of laughing in the aftermath. Inclusive marketing campaigns never fail to trigger right-wing culture warriors. Inclusive marketing campaigns. Normally, it's just, oh, that's kind of funny, I'm not going to support that stuff. It was the exact same way with, I think the most famous movie example is the Charlie's Angels reboot, which is kind of, perfect for today's day and age. 3 ass-kicking women that are attractive that, solve the problem. And yeah, no, that should have been a slam dunk. But Elizabeth Banks, the director of the joint, said that, oh yeah, this isn't made for straight white guys. And then they were like, oh, okay, all the straight white guys didn't turn up to the theater. And then all of a sudden, it might have actually also been a Forbes article, hilarious, saying, why didn't straight white guys turn out to our video, or to our movie? Well, you told us that this was no longer for you, so you decided to corner the market of 0.38% of the population, and hey, that's all the people that are turning out for it. That's the market that you want to advertise towards. Hey, guess what? You have to live with the consequences. But no, it's just simply right-wing culture warriors. Those are Bud Light drinkers. Okay, the frat boys and old boys that, hang out on the tailgate of their pickup truck. I'm from that neck of the woods. I know the type of people that are out there that drink beer from cans, who party at places that have those neon signs, okay? Like, they don't give a shit about dudes with fake titties or chicks with forearm dicks. They don't care about any of this stuff, man. But no, just try to paint everybody as a radical that doesn't agree with you. Why? This hasn't worked for the better part of a decade, but no, it'll work this time, right, Forbes? Obsessive hostility is growing increasingly desperate, particularly the ongoing backlash of Bud Light. And this is from a few days ago. It's only continued to get worse. What Bud Light backlash? Well, we've seen the sales go through the floor. Partnering with social media stars is what brands do. Normally when they're appropriate, okay? Because just recently at like WrestleMania, they had Jake Paul and KSI that were there, and I guess they're popular with kids that they're trying to target, but there's a concerted effort to get younger people to watch wrestling. Even though for the WWE that doesn't really work, because you take a look at their numbers and their 18 to 49 demographic continues to go through the floor, but that's fine. It makes sense. It doesn't look untowards because Jake Paul's, I guess, kind of decent in the ring, and he has a flair for dramatics, so that one makes sense. But if you were looking to book a match and sign a tag team partner for Logan Paul, you wouldn't hit up Drew Afawalu. I'm just saying, man. Using the right social media stars to broadcast your product to a new market that doesn't watch television, that makes sense. It's just when you miss the mark so hard and you try to think that, oh no, that thing that I like is now a tranny brand. Yeah, I'm going to be doing this anymore. So that's why you ended up missing the mark so much. So continue to write all of your defense pieces. I'm sure they will go extremely well for you. Especially, it's like, continue to spin it as just right-wing outrage. There you have. That looks like a concert line. Oh, a concert line at Louisville. I thought that was a sporting event. There's the nice shiny Bud Light kiosk. Don't see any customers. Don't see anybody really working all that much. And I was also thinking, okay, as somebody who's worked security at, these places, okay, maybe that's towards the end of their shift or anything like that. But as you can see, they still have the displays that are out there. So they're clearly still selling drinks. They don't have any hot food or anything that's out like that. So yeah, those avenues are closed off. But the fact that the lights are still on for the coolers, they're still open for business. They're 1,000% open for business. It's just nobody's buying Bud products. They will go elsewhere. So yeah, this is just permeated more than just those right-wing spheres. No. This is a Morgan Wallen concert. The key demographic. It's a country music singer, okay? If you can't get your bass because you ended up making such a shitstorm regarding your desired bass, you fucked up. You absolutely fucked up. Photo of a Bud Light booth with no line at Morgan Wallen concert goes viral. Photo showing no line at a booth selling a Bud Light at a recent Morgan Wallen concert has gone viral on Twitter amid the embattled brand's ongoing backlash. For several weeks, the brand has been focused on a deeply divided debate after sending transgender influencer a lot of money. Stop saying that it's just about a can, because if it was just about a can, everybody would have just went, yuck. But no. It was a couple of different sponsored posts where everybody was like, oh, okay, cool. That's what you want to do? And then couple it with the VP's interview saying that, yeah, we're just trying to pivot away from our very lucrative base. And it's like, okay, cool. If it's not for us, we won't buy it. Why is everybody boycotting this? It makes no sense. Idiots. Earlier this month, Mulvaney shared a video on Instagram in which she explained that Bud Light had sent her a can with her face on it, and it's like, I have my face on a lot of cans. Fantastic. The partnership has drawn condemnation from some social media viewers. Oh, if you ask Forbes, it's literally the only talking point for the right wing right now. Okay. Who issued calls for a boycott amid the backlash. Musician Kid Rock shared footage of himself blowing up a few 36 packs. Travis Tritt, removing all Anheuser-Busch products. They say Budweiser, but come on. I was also trying to think, because I've seen Travis Tritt in concert, actually. It was during a music festival, funnily enough, in Grand Prairie, and you can go ahead and check this out if you don't believe me. It was the biggest country music festival in northern Alberta, and he was headlining it, and oh, fuck, I'm going to mix up the dates. Early 2010s? Must have been could have been the summer of 2008. Could have been that. I was just trying to base it on what, I was reading the Bible with at the time. I think 2008 or maybe 2009, somewhere in that area. Sorry, you're not that memorable. I can't quite remember specifically, but yeah, late 2000s, early 2010s. I was there for that, and it was one of those concerts where you could, bring your own lawn chair. God, it's just live in such a hillbilly neck of the woods. I don't even drink like that, but I was out there because I think the place that one of my parents was working at was sponsoring the event in some form or fashion. But anyways, got good concert tickets, and Travis Tritt puts on a hell of a good show. Like, it was really good. But you know what the name of the festival was? Bud Country. Bud Country. Yep. That's what it used to be called. I have no idea what it's called right now, but back at the time when we went there, had the wristband and all that shit, yeah. So for the fact that Travis Tritt doesn't want to do anything regarding the Anheuser-Busch brand, that's a pretty big deal. That's a pretty big deal. Caitlyn Jenner, who transitioned to female, we talked about that extensively before, and that video went nowhere at the speed of thought. Anyways, amid the ongoing criticism, some executives at Bud Light recently took a leave of absence. Well, they were kind of told to take it, and otherwise they would have been placed on it. So whatever. A number of consumers publicly stated their intention to boycott the beer's company products. A Twitter user shared an image showing that apparent effect. Conservative commentator Matt Walsh, who recently got hacked, which is kind of funny how life imitates art. But I don't know, is this the guy who has the pronouns that/ African American with much more colorful language? He tweeted this: the Bud Light executive who came up with the Mulvaney campaign is gone from the company. I told you this boycott was working. We got actual results. A victory for team sanity. Which, even a broken clock can be right twice a day. Sharing a photo to illustrate their statement, a Twitter user responded to Walsh: no one in line at the Bud Light booth at the Wallen concert in Louisville, Kentucky last night. Tweet has been viewed over 420,000 times. That was the one that we just looked at, and we will one more time for posterity's sake, where it's at 436,000 views, just about to crest another 1,000 right there. When another Twitter user sarcastically responded to the vendor in question didn't sell one beer all night, a poster of the video insisted they didn't say that, while offering further insight into what they saw. I actually did see a few people drink. Well, that's fantastic. I saw a few people. What were the majority of people drinking, okay, at the concert? But there was no one in line at their booth, but plenty of other lines to buy beer from other vendors selling different brands. Yep, that should just tell you. And if there's that perception that's out there, that means that this has just moved on. It's moved on from those stupid, oh my god, right-wing conspiracy, right-wing culture warrior side. No, it's hit the popular zeitgeist that Bud Light has betrayed their audience, and they're going to have to move heaven and earth in order to recoup any sort of credibility with their consumer base. Let this serve as a lesson. Bud Light, you guys royally fucked up. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.